राधे राधे. We'll wait for our super live active people. How is the audio, Jyoti, if you are able to listen right now? Tell me something about the audio, if it is okay or not. Cut के. Okay, wait. Let's wait for a few other guys also to join. And we'll see. Not even speaking तो आवाज़ कम है ज़्यादा है. How's the तो अभी ठंड लग रहा है ना, तो थोड़ा दूर में वहाँ से जहाँ पे बेटर सिग्नल आ सकता है. So just tell me, is it better now? Yeah, okay. So I'll do the session in English, okay, precisely because I want to reach out to the globe, whomsoever the video reaches. right? Because I've tried speaking in the native language many times, but it does not help much to gather the right audience. So I'm not looking at the comment section for now until and unless, if I happen to ask something, so that the signal is better, right? So the screen is away from me. Okay, so see, there was a time since the last 5 years since we started broadcasting all these energy related videos and live sessions and all the post and everything, right? So, and I have been predicting a lot of things in these years, right? And since last 5 years, whatever I have predicted, now we have come to almost, everything whatever I have predicted has happened, that you are have seen. All the videos are there available live on YouTube. You can again match as per the whatever has gone. When the temple was inaugurated, that time also we made a video in 2024 early new year, and post that you have seen all the scenarios whatever is happening around it. So the accuracy is very good, right? The whatever I am receiving from the downloads and I am passing it forward to you guys, the accuracy is very good. Now it is up to you guys that what you do with this. Listen to each and every word in this live session very carefully, because what I'll tell today, or I'll not disclose anything for sure, but still it will be very important. And whatever things you observe and catch from this video, and you align yourself accordingly, will help you navigate further in coming years. In last 5 years, whatever I have predicted, we have predicted, it has come to reality, it has happened. And now we are approaching those predictions where we had kept for around 28, 29, 30, those kind of. So we are like more closer to those years. So it doesn't mean that all of a sudden in those years something will happen, and the remaining years, by the time we reach those years, will be very comfortable. It's not like that. You have seen in past years also, it is not a smooth ride till now, right? It has been a bumpy ride till now. Now, you guys might have heard, considering yourself to be a twin flame, or rather real or fake. Now, there isn't much time left to classify also who is real, who is fake. The idea of the massive awakening, so called awakening or push by Mother Earth, was with the intention that more and more light workers, more and more people take up or be aware about various ABCDs of the cosmos, of the universe, so that in coming years, I am talking about like with a base of year 2020, Mother Earth had this requirement, or the universe had this requirement of shaking up maximum people, so that more and more people become aware of the various terminologies like awakening, kundalini, chakra, sadhana, dhyan, awareness, energy precisely, and so that near and dear ones, plus they will have a vision of how to navigate further, because not everyone is meant to make through post these bracket of years of 28, 29, 30. Many of them might not even see 28, 29, 30, So whatever happened, it is said like, even in the context of twin flames, if we talk, it is said that, once you are in union with your twin flame, and you guys sit and have a discussion. Many times I have also told this aspect of the twin flame journey also. There are 7 around stages in the twin flame journey, and once you make it to the union phase and sit across your real twin flame, not the karmic fall, all those crap, you will know why things did not work out in the past, why things did not happen, or why certain things did happen in your lives in the past. But for that, you two guys need to come together and come into union. Then you'll realize the entire pattern, all the dots will be connected, and you'll get a clear picture of what was going through in your lives, in the other person's lives, and collectively in both of your lives, and parallelly along with you, Mother Earth and universe as well. And everything will make sense, basically, right? So accordingly, after the last sadhana we did with the selected few chosen ones, and post that there has been a drastic consciousness shift in myself as well. I've not taken a detailed feedback of the other people. Only I've taken some, the what you call the immediate feedback post sadhana, what they have, been felt. No doubt they did feel the depth of the sadhana, but the kind of consciousness shift it has happened in myself, although I was already vibrating at a very high level, but the kind of consciousness that is instilled from that sadhana, which I am, referring to, is of the next level. You know, entire ideology of the Twin Flame Inner Work workshop and the sadhana, the nitty gritty of the sadhana, everything is divinely guided. I have not got the insights from any website, from any channels, from anyone else. It is all completely divinely guided. And that sadhana, after we completed, at the energetic level or the consciousness level, I am already, at a heightened awakened level than you guys are, or you guys might possibly, achieve in this lifetime. But as I always say, there is no end to learning. You know, there is always a scope for learning, because from the universal consciousness, if you see, knowledge is unlimited, wealth is unlimited, love is unlimited, everything is unlimited, right? So accordingly, if the knowledge is unlimited, so even the consciousness is unlimited. There was a escalation in the consciousness level of the collectives, and I have also experienced it. The collective twin flames who have reached a certain level of their inner work or their consciousness. Although I meditate whenever, I feel like, I don't meditate on like very rigorously on a routine basis, but still, it's the vibration actually, it's your intentions, it's your how you, keep your vibrations pure, right? How you maintain your soul, how you, do not cheat with yourself, how much you are vocal about the life's choices, how much you live for yourself, basically, right? So if you are in that kind of a vibration, then even with a little meditation, I think it does work, but it will not work in your most of their guy case, because most of you guys are, I'll tell in simple words, you guys are not simple. You guys live your life very complicated, in a complicated way, what I've observed in most of your life. You are still living to impress others. You are still living by the doctrine of your family members, your whatever parents, husband, wife, or the society. I don't live by all these bondages, So the ideology of a free soul, the ideology of a freedom, the ideology of the free will, everything comes down to when you put it actually into practice of your life also. If you are slugging your ass off on a work where You don't want to go to work, but still you are working day in day out just for survival, and you are not happy about it. Then you think, do you even think that you'll become enlightened or spiritual or something like that? No, definitely not. Because how will you achieve that consciousness when day in day out you are you know fooling yourself precisely? So you are not aligned with yourself. How will you get aligned with the internal universe and the external one? Right. So that is the problem that most of you guys are stuck at. Now God knows when you guys will heal those things, but now making a circle of the discussion from where we started, from 2020 onwards, Mother Earth wanted to awaken massive people. So in this lot, she was in such a dearth of the people who will help in the massive push of the awakening of the collectives, because parallelly in the same time the negative forces are also heightened. So it requires a batch of dedicated, highly awakened, enlightened souls to take up to fight the battle from this side, right? And in that aspiration, Mother Earth universe has pushed many of you to a twin flame journey or a karmic journey, false twin flame journey, whatever you name it. Basically, journey was given to you so that you understand the basic things or the cheat codes of the universe, so that the further bigger picture can be open to you. Now, there also, most of you guys just took the twin flame journey as a marriage, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, sex partner, lust, multiple relationships, OU, and all those things. I don't know how you guys took all these things are understood for fulfilling your short-term desires, something like that. Now that has completely, not doing your inner work, not exploring self-love, not taking the challenges that this journey is giving, and still expecting a softer version of your life, and fooling yourself. If not the former one, the latter ones, what I'm talking right now, fooling yourself precisely, right? So overall, the summary has been that none of you, literally none of you, whom I have interacted through messages, through comments, through voice, through sessions, none of you I have seen got escalated or elevated to that level for which you guys were pushed for this journey precisely around the time frame of 2020. If not, one batch was awakened in the year of 2015, and I'll not go beyond 2015 because earlier also in 98, 99 there were many batches that was done. But of lately, if you see, there are 2 or 3 batches. One of the 2015 when you were made aware of the journey, second was 2020, third one was 24. Now the fourth one will come around 29, right? So the year, the time span of 28, 29, 30 will be as such that there will not be earlier, whenever I made those predictions, I have told this many a times that there will not be one kind of a problem that will be dealing in these years. It will be multiple kind of a problem. But even while I was telling about those multiple kind of a problem, I was restricting myself with the focal point of only natural, kind of a problem like famines, floods, fire, earthquakes, or climate change, or things like that, right? But what I see right now, after the sadhana that I myself organized with the help of the universe, my gurus, my ascended masters, was that it's not that easy. What I used to tell, you will be surrounded by multiple kind of a problems in coming years. When I'm getting the details of the kind of planning it has been done by the forces, you know, it's not like they have the each and every detailing of how to, you know, how to make things happen. Basically, I'm not even using few words, because everything once spoken out, you know, it is taken down in a various form. I don't know, I cannot tell it very explicitly, and you can understand if I'm not able to speak explicitly, then from where it is coming, why it is coming, like that. Or you can listen to the video again and again, so that you actually, you know, understand what I am trying to see beneath the words or between these paragraphs, whatsoever, however you may understand. But it's very important for you to understand, because everyone's life will be affected. Everyone, each and every person on earth in this timeline will be affected. So I was expecting only, you know, few hiccups from the mother earth, from the universe side, precisely hovering around the five elements: earth, air, water, fire, ether, like that, right? But with the heightened consciousness, with the disclosure of further level of or a layer of secrets of the universe, what I have come through, it's not, you know, one kind of a problem that you guys will have to deal with. It will be multiple various ways in which you guys will be, or the people at large will be grilled. As far as I remember, few years back, I have, you know, similar podcast or in a video, I have, you know, tried to wake you up many a times by telling, you know, motivating, by shouting, by, you know, multiple ways I've tried. But I'll tell that, you know, you guys have disappointed me to such a level that right now, if you see, you know, we are at the midpoint of those predictions. So from 2020 to 25 ending, where we are standing right now, if we see that those years were dedicated for prediction, now the coming 5 years will be the execution part. It's not that things weren't executed anything in 2020 itself. You have seen a major, you know, lockdown and a major pandemic sort of a thing. And if you refer to one of my, you know, famous, what famous, what should I tell, or the most used phrase is that whatever events has happened around you, around any country of the world, if you are observant, if you are not so much obsessed about wherever you were born, if you see as a earth and many places, all the events that has happened in the last decade, which means precisely from the year 2015 onwards, those events were only sample. Okay, those events were only sample. From 15 or from 1920 around, if you see, those events were only the sample or the trailers. Now in the coming 5 years, all those events will get combined and a full-fledged movie will be shown to you. Now you guys can make a point, do your own research, do your own survey of what are the events that has happened in last 5 to 10 years. What if all the things happen all at once, back to back, back to back, back to back, on a daily basis? Are you mentally prepared for it? Are you physically prepared for it? Are you financially prepared for it? Are you emotionally prepared for it? You know. So these years were given for preparation from 20 till 25. Now the coming years will be escalating, because it's not that, you know, I'm someone exclusive who has the downloads. The moment I got those downloads, and I've completely shifted from, you know, discussing about twin flames and all this crap, all this shit, which I never prioritized in the past also. You know, the entire picture become clear to me. And I saw the planning was going on not in last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It was going on since last around 50, 60 years. Since last 50, 60 years, everything, whatever has been going on earth is being planned in such a way so that eventually around this timeline which I referred to recently, they do it. And for that reason, Mother Earth was pushing so many people so that with the ray of hope that might be from among you duffers, from you among you donkeys, there are, in short, I can call you CSR. If you can make a guess out of it, what will be the full form of CSR? Because that is how many entities see you, and that is exactly your level also. CSR. you know can anyone just taking a break out of the monologue that I'm going on right now, can you guys make a guess what is the full form of CSR, just to check your aptitude? Although I don't appreciate or I don't expect anything from you guys, half of the people might not even be understanding what I'm saying, but like I told, I've tried many times talking in regional native language, but you guys have never done so. Right now it requires the people from the West also to listen, because they have started to feel this in multiple ways. The great awakening, the end calling, whatever you refer it as, but they have started to feel the heat. You guys will be the last one to feel the heat, but when it comes, it will come in a blink of an eye. There will be no time given for you to prepare for anything. It will just remember COVID, just a day before, nothing was, you seem thought everything is okay. All of a sudden, the world went on a standstill. So everything has already been given as a sample, as a trial, as a trailer. So those things will happen in a bigger form with a blink of an eye. So why I'm calling you CSR? Can anyone make a guess out of it? The full form of C, S and R. Let's see from the people. Mehak is saying, good evening. She was about to give me voice note, but I'll tell you, Mehak, I had least expectation that you will fulfill your promise, and you didn't even send any kind of a voice note. Actually, I know in the beginning only, whenever, whether they are bluffing or not, it can be any reason. You can say, sir, I forgot. Sir, I wanted to tell, my phone was dead. Let's come down again to CSR. Hey, can anyone tell me corporate social responsibility? Corporate responsibility. You guys think you guys are, I'll refer to you as a corporate social responsibility right now. Even, how are we talking anything of a corporate right now that, I will call you? That is the kind of level of awareness you guys have. Anyone listening this video from Canada, from Australia, from the West, from states, if you feel that you are the awakened one, if you feel that you are the chosen one, if you feel that you are the light worker, then please do get in touch with me, because we need to have that brotherhood. We need to have the community where the like-minded and the awakened individuals interact. Because the more I'll tell you guys frankly, if anybody with that level of consciousness is hearing these lines, right now or later, anytime. See, I have done this mistake already. I have tried to awaken these people. Mother Earth has, tried to awaken these people in the name of a journey, but they have just discarded and thrown this everything, on a dustbin. They have literally thrown it on the dustbin. They have not achieved anything out, anything fruitful, anything substantial out of the journey, you know. So they are complete waste. So I'll urge everyone to get connected and share the kind of views, downloads, whatever you guys are having along with me at another platform, obviously not in such a public way, so that we can, I'm sure, pretty much sure, that although all the awakened ones at this point of time have been passed on with the clarity of the roadmap ahead, the way we were informed about the roadmap few years back, accordingly the further forthcoming events, the future events, has already been declassified to the chosen collective ones by the Mother Universe by now. So if you are the one, you have the picture. But because even if we see at an object from different angles, if 10 people are looking at it, different people will see different aspects of the same object. Accordingly, although all of us are having the clear picture of what's coming for future, there might be other aspects what you might have discovered, and there might be some aspects which might be unique to my vision. So let's come to a platform, let's share, and I'll urge you guys, if you are the actual chosen ones and the actual ones who have been receiving, who have already received the vision by now, to kindly not waste your time among the unawakened ones, because I am pretty much sure that wasting the time on these people will not fetch you anything. Primarily, they have not yet built that level of consciousness wherein if we start telling them the truth, they'll freak out, they'll not believe, they'll not understand, and they'll get into complete panic mode. They'll not understand the gravity of the situation. I have myself not found even a single person who is vibrating at the frequency, who can even grasp the things which has been downloaded onto us. So we need someone who executes, we need someone who understands, we need someone who can carry the beacon of light. And these guys, in the name of awakening, in the name of a journey, twin flame journey, a spiritual journey, they are all cheaters. They have not put their 100% effort in this journey. They have not given their best, to get derive the best out of the journey. They have just wasted precisely all these years, donkey years. They have just wasted the time. So and this is not the time to push these guys towards awakening, right? It's not at all. The timeline is finished. Just last week, it's not even 7 days we have completed. Just last week, when I was talking to these guys, I didn't had this, that situation is so much, we are on the brink of, massive transformation, entire world. If I had that kind of a thing, I might not have done the podcast for as long last time, and I might have discussed on similar lines. But anyways, whatever happened, and whatever has been given, I'm pretty much sure I'm not the only one. People at large, the chosen ones, selective ones, might have got the download. So let's get connected and let's share, because I don't expect anything from these guys who are here, chatting with us. Rucha is saying no idea, at least a genuine and an honest reply. CSR, corporate social responsibility, it's not like that. Whoever is this person, I'm not even calling her name, male, female, I don't know. So, CSR, there's no time for CSR for any corporate right now in the world, I'll tell you frankly. No corporate actually has the time even to do the actual CSR, the definition that you know from the dictionary, Google, wherever you have learned this definition. There's no time for any corporate, and you'll not see across the globe. I'm telling you, anytime I tell, it's always across the globe. No, I have not tried the globe. I don't look around all the news channel across the globe, but how I'm very pretty much sure that no company across the globe will be actually doing the CSR. But when I refer to CSR, it means you guys, right? CSR in a way, just remember, this is your way, in which people view you. This is the level that you have achieved in these many years, and this is the thing that understanding this thing might 0.01% expectation that you might get serious about catching the bus which is already left. Now you'll have to run faster. The bus has already left and you guys are behind. Nobody among you has boarded the bus. So C stands for cockroaches, S stands for sheep, and R stands for rats. That is your identity. Cockroaches, sheep, and rats. And if you see as a human or a humanity kind of a perspective also, you just see, how do you deal when all these things comes into your mind? How do you deal with cockroaches at your home? What do you see with the sheeps happening in the marketplace? Or how are sheep treated in your society? And eventually rats, everyone knows what happens to the rats, especially the lab rats, right? So don't give all those bookish definition of corporate social responsibility. No corporate has either the time to do any kind of a CSR at this moment. Everyone is feeling the heat, whether anyone is awakened, whether anyone is not awakened, whether anyone is undergoing a twin flame journey, or if anyone is not going a twin flame journey. Whether someone is at the age group of 1 year or 2 years, or someone is at the age group of 70, 80 years. Everyone, someone is doing their own business, someone is jobless, someone is CEO of a multi-billionaire company. Everyone has started to feel the heat already. So literally no company will be, sparing their time for CSR. They don't have the time, in fact. So you see, everyone and every people around you are busy into something or the other. They themselves don't have a bigger picture of why they are busy. But if you see close enough, you'll find they are busy. I'll tell all the CSR people to at least like the video, wherever you have joined, because later on, no matter how many times I tell, last time I urged some people and I explained the importance of it also. And I could see some new names flashing on the comment section where people, liked and comment and, So I'm very glad to all of those guys. It's for you only, it's nothing for me. I don't benefit from it. I don't earn from it. I've told many times already. but at least you will square off your karma, you know. You don't have the liability of, someone's zero down your karma, So do like this video right now while you are listening, and try to give a feedback also later on. So I am done, trying to educate you, trying to wake you up again and again and again. I'm done, right? Whatever the events are going to happen, you know even if you're aware, even if you're not aware, everyone will be affected. Now I'm pretty much sure there'll be a bunch of fools or a bunch of CSR will come forward right now or later and say that, sir, if everyone is about to get fucked and everyone will have the same thing to face, then how does it make a difference of someone knowing about it and someone not knowing about it, right? So to them, I'll tell right now only, in that context, everyone born on earth, or everyone once come into life, they are destined to die. You know, then why do you live your life trying to explore many things? You just wait for your deathbed, right, and do nothing about it. But when it comes to life, you live your life very differently. If everything is destined to happen, why do you visit an astrologer and pay to know about the future events, something like that? Why do you refer to a numerologist, or why do you refer to an expert or a mentor or a guru? Why do you do that? Answer this one, if anyone. Why do you eventually do it? Because if everything has to happen, is destined to happen, then what's the fun of knowing it eventually? Why don't you face it when it happens, whenever it happens, when the timeline comes, right? But still, we don't do like that. The importance of the astrologers, numerologists, everyone, it still exists. Now, can you tell why is it like that? Why do people still, keep referring to or keep taking guidance from these sources? What could be the reason? Did you get my question? Or did you get what I've asked right now? Even to get a yes or no from these people is so hard. To be prepared for the bad days. Who is the Sucha? Yes, exactly. Even if you are destined to die, people with a substantial consciousness would like to know, how will I die, when will I die, how many years will I live. Even if the event is about to happen, a certain level of consciousness pushes you towards, if there is any kind of a preparedness that you can do or you can adopt, so that whatever event will happen, you'll have the least of the least impact. It's something as riding a bike at a speed of 120. One wears the safety gadget, helmet, gloves, everything, jacket and everything. So whenever the impact happens, the least of the least bruises, cuts, bleeding, whatever happens. Because anyone on a bike at a speed of above 100 is predestined that any kind of a fatal accident can be met. But one person goes with all the preparation, and there is another set of a person who says that nothing will happen to me, or if it's destined to happen, will happen. Takes on no glove, no helmet, no jacket, no safety gears, nothing. So if both of these guys happen to meet at an accident, the chances of the survival of the one who has used a precaution or who was aware will be high, the chances of survival of that guy. And the other guy who went without any kind of a preparation will meet a very nasty destiny. So it's the same thing. Now, I have tried to guide you and told you many things. Can I hear from you guys, if you guys even remember, what were the guidance that I've advised all of you guys, if any, you remember from our past discussions, from our past podcast, in those lines, that in the times of hardships, in such kind of a phase, what are the things you guys need to be doing from early days, so that you land on safely. What were the things, if you remember, because it makes no sense. I have been off lately feeling that talking to you guys, it's something like banging your head on the wall. Nothing happens to the wall. The wall does not retaliate back, but you start bleeding. You get bruises on your forehead because you are banging your head on the wall constantly and thinking that the wall will respond. The wall does not respond at all, because that's not the nature of the wall to respond. The wall stays just like a dumb, dead piece of something, and that's the thing. That's why it's a wall. It's not a human, right? So you guys have started, giving that kind of sense to me. So if you guys even remember, anyone, even one guidance, 2 word, 3 word, anything that you remember, what which I have told you in the past. Although it's not the time to do any sort of a thing at right now, because now, like I told you, those were the planning phase. Now the universe is geared up for the execution phase. There's no time, precisely. There's no time. Sundarkand part, okay. भीड़ भाड़ वाला जगह नहीं जाना. Yes, I've advised you, don't go to the crowded place. Yes, but there were other things. These are like sort of things, but thankfully you guys remember at least 1 or 2, and I'm hearing from only 2 of them. There are other people also hearing, but they're still wondering what could be that this guy had told. Now see, if you guys don't take your life seriously, you guys don't take your own family, your own near and dear one seriously, then why should I take it seriously? Are you guys paying me? Is it my responsibility? Or are you guys my children that I should breastfeed you? Something like that. No, it's nothing, right? But still I'm doing out of a moral responsibility of being a light worker. But if you don't have the honor or the respect of what was even advised to you, what's the point of so done my, what is the done my? So you guys remember only those basic kind of a thing. So I'll not repeat whatever guidance I have given to you. That phase has already gone. Whosoever remembers whatsoever, because even if you start from right now, it's not the time. Precisely, it's not the time now, because the time when I had told, from that time onwards, if you had started building because consciousness does not build overnight. If you're aligned, it can it can build with a blink of eye also, but I don't see that potential either in any one of you, that you will be receiving that kind of an insight with a blink of an eye. It has already happened with Ramakrishna Paramhans. Never meditated, never done anything, just he was seeing the clear sky, and a fleet of swan was flying on the sky. He felt asleep. The moment he woke up, timeline had passed. He woke up might be around few hours, but he felt that it was only few minutes has went by, and in meanwhile he was already awakened. And apart from Ramakrishna Paramahansa, I have not have heard that kind of awakening, that kind of a consciousness shift in any other ascended holy masters as well. Everyone has worked hard under the guidance of their guru mantra and everything, sadhana, tapasya, dhyan and all, and then achieved something. So there is almost next to impossible that any one of you will achieve that kind of a consciousness all of a sudden, right? Which means that you should have put in a lot of hard work in the past so that you achieve that kind of a consciousness right now, by now. It is not that I am instilling any kind of a consciousness onto you. You can get the donkey to the water, but how much water the donkey will drink, it all depends on the capacity of the donkey, right? You can't push the donkey to how many gallons of water the donkey will drink. You can just show the donkey the water. That's it. So I have showed these donkeys water, and how many gallons of water you guys could drink, it was up to your own capacity. And in the end, the Mother Universe would have gifted you with that consciousness. But because even right now you guys are blank, and the most irony of the entire episode is that whatever is happening right now, whatever has happened in the past, whatever is going to happen in the future, none of the thing is happening beyond the some concealed environment or something hidden. Nothing. Everything is happening right in front of you. Nothing is hidden. And still you guys don't see it. Still you guys don't see it. If everything is happening right under your nose and still you guys don't see, which means, one, prima facie, you don't have the consciousness, which I am pretty much sure. Second, your priorities are something else. Some people are busy searching for energy reading videos on the internet. Someone is bogged down by family disputes, work. Someone is still bearing the pain of separation of the twin flame or things like that. Someone is living in the past. Someone is planning for the future. Which means, point number 3, that none of you is living at the present moment. Because unless and until you live in the present moment, which is the point of awareness, if you are living in the past, regrets, or analyzing the past, or constantly in the fear of future, you will miss the present moment, and which will not allow to see the things which is happening around you, right? Thankfully, by now at least, the TV won't show it, at least the social media handles, some of the selected YouTube channels do talk in those lines, but to get those channels in your feed, again, the way the kind of AI has been developed right now, I'll tell you one of the very tricky thing, which is developed of lately. In last podcast also I spoke that, anything is possible in these days. The kind of technology advancement has happened, is coming on surface. If I think of a topic, just think in my mind. I don't write it down anywhere, I don't search anywhere. Then either best of the best content, video, whatsoever, post comes on my feed all of a sudden, explaining that topic, explaining that dilemma, or some content creator, makes that content and delivers it. Now, it's really strange, and it has happened multiple times. Earlier, people call it divine or something like that, but I believe, the AI something can catch your vibrations as well, can catch your consciousness as well. Now, because everything exists in the universe, the good, the bad, the AI, everything. Because technically speaking, if we speak on facts and logics and not something, fantasy, even in logics if we see, then this AI, whatsoever, the technology which has not been, explicitly described to anyone, it can catch the wavelength, it can catch the consciousness. So I don't think that, the universe, the angels are, sending those videos, something like that. The algorithm is doing it, the AI is doing it. So if the AI thinks that you are of the vibration, then AI will disclose you with those channels, with those posts, with those feeds, and you will understand those post feeds and something like that as well. But it has most likely not happened with any one of you either. Now you will say that this man is talking something out of the box, not possible. He doesn't want to disclose the secrets. He wants to keep the knowledge reserved or something like that. I have my own limitations, and that's the reason. And even if I want, even if I, like I told you, you all will get paranoid if I tell you. I cannot tell. It has to be passed on as a way of consciousness. Hats off to some of the guys who make those kind of a contents or videos in those lines, risking their own, they're risking themselves precisely. Still they take a chance. Now, I don't want to play a superhero or a Spider-Man or a Batman, X-Man, Avengers, anything like that. I just want to be a normal man. And if we see the kind of, the secrets or the things is, passed on, the consciousness is passed on to the other people, the generation. It's never disclosed word to word, very explicitly. Entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna could have told him in very simple language, but he didn't do that. He kept on talking in phrases, in anecdotes, and signals, or something like that. Arjun kept on boggling his head. What this guy is trying to tell me? What this guy? And eventually, he understood the entire Bhagavad Gita. If you see the human psychology, if anything is given for free, any kind of a session, if I impart on free, I can do that. Precisely a person who does not care or give a damn about the YouTube earnings or anything like that, why doesn't he do those sessions without taking anything? Because I've seen the human psychology comes into practice, which is that if anything is given for free, if anything is said directly, it loses its value. If X amount is asked for a knowledge or anything, then people value it. If Krishna would have told those universal secrets or the divine knowledge in very simple language, Arjun would have mistaken it for just a normal dialogue. But because he twisted and explained the same thing in so many ways, and little by little he opened the layers, not only Arjun, the entire world values Bhagavad Gita. Had I been in a place of Lord Krishna, I would have tried to explain it in few lines, 3 or 4 lines, that's it. And it's very much possible. Alright? But he didn't do that. So if Krishna didn't do that, why should I do it? And even if I do it, will you understand the importance of it? No. Are you in the vibration to receive it? No. Do I see you acting normal even if I tell everything? Completely not. Will you take it in true spirit? Even after knowing everything, will you take those actions? Will you extend the help to someone else? No. So none of the aspects I see or get the confidence in any one of you to share it. A hint I can give you is that whatever you can or your brain wavelength can imagine, imagine the unimaginable, what you least expect, those things is lined up for future. And literally everything is blatantly spoken, everything is there. Everyone is, nobody is hiding from any one of it. But the fall of the human consciousness collective has stooped to such a level that even if everything is happening right under your nose, right in front of you, none of the people are able to see the bigger picture of why these things are happening. Each and every invention, each and every product, each and every service in the market, each and every development, each and every facilities whatsoever has came into existence in past few years, past few decades, past 50, 60 years. Everything was geared up for one conclusion, I'll tell. The future, the years ahead, few years, 20, 29, 30 around. Everything across the world. So you can imagine what whosoever planned this or whosoever did this knew the human psychology to such a crystal clear manner and executed each and everything in such a level, step by step, making lifestyle changes, making behavioral changes, making consciousness changes, rather degrading. Here, when I mean consciousness, it does not mean upgrading anyone's consciousness, degrading it to such a level that right now only the few selected chosen ones are able to see it. And they're trying to wake up the other people also. But again, the CSR brigade don't understand the gravity of it. Right. So I don't know what will happen to you guys. And in last podcast, I told you guys about the 3 aspects. If you have them, then you can consider yourself as a real twin flame, or then you can consider yourself, something of value in this twin flame journey. I'm again pretty much sure you guys might not remember those 3 things. So rather than asking you and wasting time, I'll tell you. None of you have achieved those 3 things also. Because last time when I was speaking, I forgot the third one. Meanwhile, in the same podcast, I had already spoken about those 3 things earlier only. And I told also I'll again listen to this video and get the 3 points what was downloaded and I spoke. So the 3 things, one is soul purpose. None of you are doing your soul purpose. Shame on you. Second thing is divine gifts. None of you have achieved any kind of a divine gift. A shift of consciousness is also a divine gift by itself. Shame on you. And third one is consciousness. Okay, none of you have achieved that level of consciousness. That universe walks side by side or within you precisely by now, which is required. Because so all these three things, if you are not shamed about yourself, I am ashamed that I spent so many years trying to push you guys towards something of value which no other channel, especially in the context of Twin Flame Journey community, will ever speak about. All the channels around you speaking in any language across the globe are only restricting their thought process to a body to body, person to person, twin flame, showing you all guys the rosy images or the pictures of a union which eventually never happen, showing you the union of that they claim, they boast about, that they have eventually met their twin flame and they're married to their twin flame, when down the line they are only married to the soulmates, most of them, right? So these all nonsense are going on, and I have at least not come across any channel under the community of twin flame who is actually enlightening the twin flame. Rather, the so-called the coaches or these witches, these aunties are doing only the thing is that they are minting money out of you guys, and you guys are also liking it, because whatever topic right now I'm talking, even though you are trying to understand, you guys are not able to, as far as I feel, at least even among the regular audience, even those who hear, comment or something, you know on a serious note, none of you guys understood the importance of what I was trying to tell you. What's the importance of it? Because even if none of the channels spoke about it, even if the universe did not directly interact with you, for God's sake, at least if you could have some kind of a level of respect or some kind of a level of seriousness about our channel or our podcast or our efforts, at least among you guys, few of you had that potential to come up to a level where right now we could be sitting and discussing about, okay, what are the downloads that you are receiving? Okay, sir, I am receiving this downloads and this, like that. So we could have an exchange of those informations, which is completely not happening at the moment. You guys are only listening to me. If I ask any one of you, do you guys have any kind of a download, a solid structural thing which you can discuss about, which you have not copied from anywhere else, which you have not heard from anyone else, which has been instilled in your consciousness by Mother Earth? Because by now 26 onwards, if the countdown starts, and it has already started, it's not that when that clock strikes 12 and the world celebrates New Year, then the thing will happen. Universe does not work like that. It's the calendar that you guys have made. Universe works in lunar cycles. Universe works in energy shifts. So the energy of the year ahead has already cropped in, and the clear evidence, blatantly clear evidence of it is that I've told you guys, the next year will be a fire. Fire will be out of control. And recent 5 to 6 days events across the globe, if you see, there has been a lot of volcanic eruptions. There has been a lot of fire activities all across. And there has been a lot of earthquakes. Japan has seen earthquakes. Alaska saw around 100 earthquakes in a span of 48 hours. 100 earthquakes, right? And even the volcano in the Andaman, there has been a volcanic eruption. In Hawaii, there has been a volcanic eruption. So, and this is just the beginning, even the calendar year has not even started, and it is already happening, right? So, universe does not wait for your timeline. Universe has its own timeline. Nature has its own timeline. So, if you guys think that 26 means when the calendar shows, when the clock shows 26, not like that. We are already in 26, right? So, and yet, now if you flash back, if you go to the flashback and you remember, then how many times I wasted my energy, how many times I pushed you guys to start doing your soul purpose, start taking up something, of on a bigger mission, start doing something where you have no selfish value, start doing something without having an expectation of a result or you'll get something out of it. None of you have done anything of that sort. So, and none of you have eventually, everything is connected, everything goes step by step. None of you done a soul purpose, none of you guys meditated, none of you healed your chakras, none of you guys worked on your kundalini, none of you guys earned the respect in my eyes. So, what makes you think you guys have achieved a level of respect or a level of importance in the eyes of Mother Earth or universe, who instigated you in a form of a twin flame journey, so that you are kept on a transit, or you are kept on a wormhole sort of a thing. If you see this movie Interstellar, there is this wormhole where you can pass on from one universe to another in a small transit, else it will take many years or impossible. But if you transit through a wormhole in a very short span of time, you can completely shift from between two galaxies. Again, these are the quantum physics principles, and if you guys take an interest, everything is available on the internet. You can understand what you mean by wormhole, what do you mean by black hole, and how the timeline shifts or whatsoever. So basically, the twin flame journey was given to you as that kind of transit, wherein your entire soul mission, your soul purification, everything will happen with whatever steps is required in the journey, by doing your inner work, by taking up the soul purpose and proving yourself that you are above a normal human consciousness, you are above a normal human being who limits themselves to eat, sleep, produce and die, who lives differently. But these all eventually boil down to only theories when it comes to you all guys, because if you, I have asked many times, how many of you have actually put this into practice? None of you has put this into practice. Now when I say this, some of the guys might get a pinch that no sir, I have told about my soul purpose. Last time there was one girl from Kolkata, I tell always Kolkata, she was a Punjab and Sikhni, right? But she had studied from the West Bengal. That's why the energy always hits me as a Kolkata. So that girl told me that she's doing some kind of philanthropy sort of a thing. But I have spoken about three things: soul mission, divine gifts, and consciousness. Now those who are concentrated on soul mission are only concentrated on soul mission. They are not meditating, they are not healing their chakras, they are not doing kundalini, their feminine masculine side are not balanced. They have achieved nothing from their thing. They have achieved no divine gifts. If you have not received divine gifts, then how will you help others? How will you help yourself? And there is no incremental shift in the consciousness as well, right? So frankly speaking, if someone is working on the consciousness, they are left aside the soul purpose. I've seen those kinds of people also, only meditating day in day out, as if their entire life depends on meditation. No sole purpose, nothing, only meditating day in day out, as if they were born on earth only for meditation, you know. So either there are a set of people who don't do any sort of a thing, no matter how many times I tell, they don't feel ashamed at all, or if someone even does, they catch hold of only one aspect, either sole purpose, completely bogged down to sole purpose, either one aspect, completely meditating day and out, just like a donkey, but not making a balance out of everything, wherein this journey also pushes you towards making a balance out of everything, your spiritual life, your normal life, everything. So you guys have lost the track of it completely, right? And there's no time. There's no time for you guys precisely. Why a person who is least bothered about making any videos or coming live comes, joins back to live just after a few days of doing an extensive live session recently, few days back, that to 4 hours. When I saw the time, it was 4 hours. Because I felt that urgency that even if I talk in those lines, might be, you know, there will be someone who will get, you know, someone will come in contact who can talk in those lines. And it happened also today only. Now see, these things used to manifest very lately, but today only, while I was discussing, you know, online, I met someone, and I told her that, you know, you should not be explicitly, you know, talking like that. Completely first time I met her, you know, and she has again her own, you know, things of understanding of these things. Not a twin flame, not a light worker, nothing, normal person, you know. And even she has so many things to share that I had to restrict her that please, you know, we'll have to, you know, discuss it separately. You cannot be writing each and every word. She says, no, I don't care. But it doesn't happen like that. You have to show some maturity also. But that person also is having, and I've seen recently of lately, I've come across 1 or 2 channels which I've shared with you guys also, where they have catch hold of, you know, that kind of a thing. You know, one of the influencer was telling that, you know, she has noticed that in past few years that timeline is shifting very fast. You don't realize the timeline shift happening so fast. If you see last 5 years, it has you know, passed very fast, and that's true. You know, that's true. Only the awakened ones realize that kind of minute details. It never used to happen. Timeline used to go accordingly. 24 hours used to pass like 24 hours, but it span of 12 months, many years, months after 2020 event happened, passes off by just like only few months has gone by very fast. Time has started spinning very fast after 2020. Accordingly, there was another guy who makes videos on financial aspect, but even he was telling something of that sort, that, you know, there is on financial aspect that something is happening, you know, something very strange, something very unique is happening. So the awakened ones, people, you know, whom the universe chooses, gets these kind of insights. Not everyone. And I wanted to see that kind of insight, that kind of visions, that kind of, you know, things from you guys. Now, if I instigate you guys, what you guys will do with the kind of level I have seen among you is that just to impress me, you'll copy paste the work of someone else, and you'll come and tell me that, sir, even I have, you know, got those things. Take it from me. It makes no sense. If you have earned those downloads by yourself, it will help you only eventually down the line. If you are dependent on those downloads by someone else, some channels uploaded, only then you will know. Facts and figures I can understand. But even without the facts and figures, your intuition is dead. Your downloads are dead. Mother Earth is not communicating with you. Universe is not communicating with you. And just to impress me, because I've asked, you copy the work of someone else, or you go and ask a AI. I've seen many times people doing this also. I ask a question, they ask AI and copy paste that on a comment section. You think I won't understand when a human, draws down a topic and when AI draws down the topic? Because AI is not consciousness, AI is designed to read the consciousness. AI is designed to tap into your consciousness and develop its own. So AI is not a consciousness by itself. It has some limitations. But you don't have that limitation, right? But rather than building your consciousness, you guys copy paste the work of someone else and come forward and tell me, sir, I have also. It makes no fun at all. If you cook your own bread, it will fill your own tummy. You are dependent on someone else cooks the bread for you, you will die out of hunger. As simple as that. And that's what is happening with you guys. All these years, you guys did not work on plowing the field, seeding something valuable, and harvesting. And this is the harvesting season, precisely, I'm telling you. You guys were sleeping when I was trying to shake you up. Now, so what do you expect in the harvesting season? Nothing. Who is this girl, Priya, 82? All these newcomers. Or are you old one? She seems to old one. Namaskar, sir. I see a lot of mirroring numbers. These are literally haunting. Fine. So you are still at the level of numbers only, Priya ji. And just let me know which city you are also. So you are just still at the level of numbers, wherein by now the guys who are ready should have surpassed these levels. Any kind of a number is shown to the beginners, to the naives. Okay, take it as a word of caution. If you guys are still seeing mirror numbers or any kind of a number, synchronicity, it's not that it will completely stop, but the flow of these numbers has to stop. If you guys are still seeing a lot of numbers, it's a matter of concern, especially when we are standing in the junction where we don't have time left. So do something with your consciousness. It won't happen overnight. If you take my advice right now, might be after 6 months, might be after 12 months, you will stop seeing these numbers. Can anyone tell me why I am not, motivating you guys in the terms of seeing more and more angel numbers or mirroring numbers, and why I want you guys to see the least of it? Can anyone tell me? I start chakra meditation because okay, so I asked Priya about the city. She is again gone blank. Right. So can you guys tell me that why seeing of these numbers is not a good sign? Oh, this has an option of who guys are online. Kalpana is online. Okay. Which Kalpana? I don't know. There was one Kalpana from Himachal, I suppose, or Uttarakhand. Shona Krishna, again, I don't know about this. Is a male or a female? No idea at all about these people. And Priya also, I asked which cities, is not telling. Right. She is from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Okay. Uh, which means the person is not yet healed but still on the healing journey. Yes. Something I like about Rucha is that she at least remembers something very clear. So the person who is saying constantly these numbers, she has not given the answer. On her behalf, another person has given the reply, and she is your senior. Why? Because these guys have surpassed a level, at least holding my hands, holding my fingers, and they are not in the consciousness where you guys are still struggling right now. Okay. So on this note, can I tell Rucha, are you still seeing those mirror numbers or any kind of a number at excessive level? Most welcome, Rucha. You are one of my favorite. If I tell you, you know, I should not tell because people, start taking it on to their head, but many a times I, see a repetitive pattern in someone and their inclination towards, then I tell this to someone. It's not in one or two, thing I'll tell someone like that. I've seen a pattern. This girl is actually worked very hard to come at this stage. I've seen her at a very, kind of energy where any person in this journey would be, and I've seen her, escalate, step taking interest, working on her, facing her life challenges, family challenges, office challenges, everything, and step by step she's coming ahead. Step by step she's understanding things. Step by step she's, remembering things. It's not easy to hear even those, lines from my mouth, for anyone. It's not that easy. If I say someone, you are my favorite, very hard, very hard. But you must keep going, don't keep a halt or a pause on this, that okay, I have told, and might be, it's an endless journey. You have to keep on going. Thanks, sir. It's likewise my journey has started with you. Yeah, precisely. Many years back when we first interacted, she was in middle of a ocean, and right now she has made it successfully. Now the roads are clear, the priorities are clear, fog is gone, the sky is clear right now, right? So anyone, just like Rucha told right now, anyone who is constantly seeing a lot of angel numbers or any kind of a number, the way that girl who had written Priya, that she's constantly saying, it means that she's seeing a lot. It won't be at a level of zero that you'll completely stop seeing. If you reach that level, much better. But if these numbers are showing again and again, it means your twin flame is trying to communicate with you. It means the angels are trying to communicate with you. It means there's a lot of things to be done, you know. And angels only try to communicate with you, your twin flame only tries to communicate with you when there are a lot of gaps. As soon as the gaps are filled, the communication stops or comes down to the least. Both from your twin flames energy side, also from the angels, the spirit guide side also. Because they'll take care of some other people by now, they'll not, because now you are on your own. Like I told, when, if you remember the context of a boat and an ocean, when someone enters the journey, they require a boat, they require a guru, they require a guide, which means they require a religion as well. But when you are in the middle of an ocean and the boat sinks down, it's not required for you to have anything, right? You can swim on your own. So by now you should, have learned how to swim. If not have learned how to swim, at least have that, determination to swim alone if required. If you remember one of the thing, recalling my own podcast and the preachings that I've done with you guys, I've told you, right now you are having the leisure that you can have the food You can have the air, you can have the water. If you remember, you guys can just comply. If you guys remember, then you should be thankful to the universe, because in future times these small luxuries which you are having right now will become a very difficult task, right? And it's also a luxury that you guys are able to hear that kind of a guidance or awakening from my side, sitting in your cozy bed, in your couch, wherever you are, in your car, and might be in future these things will be shut down. There will be no light in terms of like electricity. There will be no power. There will be no internet. There will come a time where you might require the most of such guidance. So entire world stays disconnected, then how will you get in touch to me or something like that? And in that time, in those moments, if you are still dependent on, oh, if someone could have guided me how to move my fingers, I would have made something, right? Anything, I'm not talking anything hypothetical, it has already happened. Many a time you have seen many cities of the world in your country, or you should be taking interest in your other countries also as a global person. The news gets concealed, it doesn't come out. Recently we came to know Italy was, you know the citizens of Italy were on a resistance on some thing, and no media, no prime channels, nobody covered those news. Literally none of the world knew about it. Something like it happens in China. Nobody knows what's cooking inside that country, because that country stays aloof with the rest of the world. But in Italy, whatever happened, none of the people knew, unless and until some guys started talking about it after the event has happened. After a few weeks, after a few months, I don't know. But now they are coming to know, and when it was actually happening, the world did not know, right? So I'm not talking of something hypothetical. Even in the lockdown era, during COVID, it had happened. The news get concealed. Whatever medium you receive this kind of guidance might get restricted or something like that. So what you will do in those times? Your vision needs to be clear, your approach needs to be clear, you should know what to do, what not to do, how to move around, and so same thing. Once you are on your own, the angels won't, there's no excitement, there's no fun, or there's no free time for the angels showing you again and again those numbers. If the angels are investing a lot of the efforts on you on showing these numbers, means there's a lot of gaps that you need to unravel, there's a lot of gaps that you need to cover. Once you cover, the number stops showing completely or to the least, because every time this number shows, the energy touches you, and every time this energy touches, if you keep on seeing more of these numbers, you will get a headache as well. Every channel will talk only the positive and the beautiful side of it. I talk on both sides, the negative as well. Anyone seeing a lot of numbers will definitely be going through a lot of headaches as well, right? She has completely disappeared from the face of earth. No Instagram. Are you married by now, Soumya? And why you left Instagram and went? I don't know. You are among those primitive, if I'm correct, if I'm referring to the right Soumya, she was from the south, southern, I suppose from Mangalore or Karnataka or Kerala, somewhere of that belt. Yesterday I seen my DM, his karmic wife together, and many times accidentally my DM in front of me, but I don't know. Now, if you see in today's context, Soumya, you might have just right now joined. We are not talking about the DM and the karmic and those bullshits. Those discussion we did very heavily on last time, and I had said that next discussion will carry forward on those lines only. But what has happened meanwhile is that from our last podcast till right now, a lot of the collectives across the globe has been pushed by the universe not to focus on these craps and start investing at least energetically on a consciousness level or whatsoever level you are comfortable at doing at on these critical times. So just imagine the scenario. Everything is on the verge. Just I am hypothetically, this one I am saying hypothetically because Soumya doesn't seem to understand the gravity of the scenario across the globe, what is going on. The way you have put this comment right now, it seems that you are on the verge of extinction. Everything is vanishing off, and you are saying, please let me have a last moment of romance with the love of my life, something like that. So it makes no sense, Soumya. Those time when the karmics, the DMs, the twin flame journey, all those mattered. Universe has given ample time for you to have a discussion and the thought process, which was only a medium for you to awaken your consciousness. Right? It was not the end goal. Neither the karmic in your life or their life, neither your twin flame, neither any kind of an event which happened beyond the twin flame journey in your life also had got anything to do as an end goal of it. End goal was shift in your consciousness. But rather achieving the shift in your consciousness, you guys have achieved the drift in your consciousness. Drift towards gutter, drift towards garbage, drifting away from the main streamline and drifting away from the main soul mission for which this journey was given. So this journey was just a way of a facade by the universe in a way. Because if you see the kind of people you guys are, if the universe blatantly tells you that go and just tells on 10 pointers, go and work on your addictions, start meditating, work on your self-love, work on your chakras, do your kundalini, go on your soul mission, things like that, you'll say it's so boring here. It's so boring. I can't do all those things, So understanding your maturity, understanding your conscience, what the universe gives you, that it goofs up with everything. And it shows you that if you do self-love, you'll get to have a sex with this person. If you do soul mission, you'll get to marry this person. If you work on your chakras, you'll have good babies in your life. Any kind of lollipop the universe starts giving. And to catch those lollipops, you start running, you start doing right. That's how eventually twin flame journey starts. Imagine the universe just giving you 10 pointers. So if you do these bullshits, you will say, why should I do it? What's the benefit for me? What's in there for me? Why should I burn my ass meditating, healing, cord cutting, whatsoever? Why should I do it? So universe fools you in a way, tricks you in a way that if you do this thing, you'll get to have that person. And because your conscience is so much fooled at that time that okay, if I do this thing, I'll have the ideal partner in my life. I'll get the love of my life. Someone gets fooled by money. Many people think by doing the inner work, there'll be a shower of money. Many people get fooled by sex. If I do this. So on a bigger picture, it's not that universe has blatantly fooled you. On a bigger picture, these things is aligned for you also. But again, before the final alignment, universe shows you a true picture that although everything started from a person in mind, eventually you reach a level of consciousness that it doesn't matter, it never mattered, all these things, right? The bigger picture was something else. The bigger picture was on a soul level, which you had agreed upon before landing on earth, and which you have forgotten by now. That was the bigger picture. But to keep you going, you have seen the famous photo of a donkey and a carrot, how the management lures you with a carrot, does not give the donkey the carrot, and still says, keep on going, you'll get the carrot. Whereas the management sits on the back of the donkey and places the carrot at the fixed distance, tied onto a stick, and the donkey is motivated to keep going forward. And the more the donkey runs, thinking that now the donkey is closer to the carrot, it never comes. Eventually the carrot is always at the distance. So this is just a metaphor which I am told you to understand how the universe tricks you in a twin flame journey by saying you that you do this, then you'll get to fuck this person. Eventually, if you are a true twin flame, you'll never get to fuck that person. The things happen is that the universe fucks with you, with your expectation, with your dreams, with your values, with your emotions, with everything, right? And down the line, you get fucked so many times, both the masculine and the feminine, I'm talking in those times, not only one-sided, I'm being completely unbiased. So the universe fucks you so many times that, you don't give a fuck of anything, So precisely that's how it started. And this sweet girl, Somi, I still stuck on the DM and a karmic and something like that, don't know. Which you should have left by now. But because thankfully you have never done the inner work in past years, thankfully you have not invested your valuable years in executing a twin flame inner work program through anyone, me or anyone. This is a clear sign. Someone is seeing a lot of these mirror numbers. Again, I don't even need to ask you. You guys are not doing the inner work. You guys have not done the inner work. You guys are wasted. That's the reason why you guys are vibrating at that frequency, right? I don't even need to ask you, because if someone is doing something, the symptoms tell about what's going on. If actually you are doing something of a value, something of a meaning, it shows up. But it's not showing in your guys' case. You guys are still stuck on those foolish aspects of the journey, which is given to the beginners, right? So on this note, whoever is listening, I'll tell you guys, now forget about what's going to happen in future. The bus has already left. Bus won't come to board you again. It has already left. Now whatever comes for you might be a small taxi, might be some rapido ride, the bike taxi, whatsoever comes, or a bicycle or a punctured vehicle, whatsoever comes for you from the universe and takes you to the bus which has already left for you. Why I'm telling again and again is because by this point of time, if you have not yet received the divine gifts or the downloads, then the bus has already left for you. The events has already started, okay, across the globe, I'm telling you. Signs have already started showing clearly. The palpitation of the people who want to manifest these things, they are getting very much like they are missing on some target or some deadline. They are getting finicky about this, right? If you see their energy as well. So and you guys are still without any downloads, without anything. So the precisely bus has already left. Now if you want to still board a car or a taxi, or why I'm calling it a bus, because the bus consists of many light workers and many like-minded individuals who might not have interacted or met, like the girl today I met, you know. I've not spoken to that person, you know, I have not met that person. First time in my life, met all across the internet. And how come, you know, we are thinking on same lines? Just because I asked from the universe, I need like-minded people, because I can't carry on with these donkeys for much time, because they don't understand where we are standing, what's happening around. They are, you know, and I see all the social medias and all the things going on information front. Earlier also it used to make the least sense to me, but still I used to, you know, enjoy these things. But right now I see, you know, the world is completely, you know, far away from the reality, very far. They are living in some another kind of illusion, some another kind of illusion. And what I spoke to you regarding this, the planning of 50, 60 decade, 50, 60 years or 5, 6 decades since this planning was going on to bring the consciousness of humans to this level. That's the result of it. I'll give you a hint. All the institutions, all the organizations, all the inventions, all the facilities which was brought down to you in a way of facilitating your life or making your lives easier did not had the same objective as what a normal people foresees it to be. Like the internet was never created to facilitate your life, its objective was something else. The phone was not created to simplify or give some kind of facility to your life, it was created for something else. AI is not created to make things easy for you, it's created for something else. So accordingly, if you go down, the schools, the offices, the factories, the inventions, any kind of a thing which has created, any kind of thing that has come into existence in past decades was rolled out with some other purpose. Now those who are awakened can see a pattern, can see the real, you know, purpose behind it. But those who are not, they get excited. Oh, internet, great. It's easy for me. It's good, better for people at large. People only see on the surface value. They don't see the thing from which it is originating, right? So you have to reach that level by yourself. If someone implants this kind of a thing, you will only listen. But if you explore and get the downloads by yourself and you start connecting the dots, you will start making, analyzing the things by yourself. It's completely mind-boggling the way things are happening. And I'm telling you, I'm not the only one. There are many like-minded people who has been shaken up by the universe all of a sudden, just in past few days, few weeks, few months. And before the 26th calendar year appears all across the clock, I'm pretty much sure even the few left ones will get awakened or gear shifted to the next level of consciousness, which is required as well. And they are the actual light workers, and the actual warriors which is required for this, this change of an era or a Kali Yuga, whatsoever you tell. So right from our childhood, we used to hear this, in Mahabharata era, it used to be between two families, and in the Treta Yuga, it used to be between two cultures and something, like that. And in the Kali Yuga, eventually it will happen between within you. So right from childhood, when I used to listen to those things, how come, within one person there will be a fight of a good and a evil, positive and the negative? How is it possible? How is it possible? How is it possible? And recently I came to it. Yes, it's very much possible, because everything is within you only. Accordingly, goods and bad will also be there. So towards the end of the Kali Yuga, your own internal conscience will either take over, overshadow the negative conscience, or if not, you will be overshadowed by the positive ones. So the ones who are clueless about what is going to happen in future, no downloads, no direction, no idea, completely blank, they have not yet tapped into their positive side, right? Because the complexity of the situation is as such that even if someone dares to tell you word to word explicitly, you will not understand. You'll get completely paranoid. Oh my God, is it like that? How is it even possible? And which makes sense. Everything that has been going on in the world across every year, everything, every proposal, everything was brought with only a bigger mission. And the negative ones, if we tell, because eventually you guys are CSR, right? And who gives a fuck about what happens to a CSR? Nobody, right? Nobody. So awakening up to this consciousness was something to me like that. Whatever the way I used to know regarding the world, regarding everything, was completely lie, completely a lie. Everything is completely different. The world does not operate the way we assume it to be. Never. And I'll tell you, some way or the other, because there has been a massive shift in the consciousness, everyone has started to feel this. Everyone. Now the level of depth and the level of clarity which is required will be passed on only to the awakened ones. Definitely, right? Because what is consciousness or what is the world you see in front of you is the consciousness of the collective group of people. So towards the end, Kali Yuga, if the cycle repeats, either we'll go back, if the reverse gear happens, we'll either go back to Treta Yuga, right? Or if the cycle ends, we'll step into Satyuga. Now both this era is at least better than Kali Yuga at least, right? Treta, no, Dwapar or the Satyuga, both the eras at least far better in terms of consciousness, if you see, is better. So either we step into, roll back into Dwapar Yuga as a reverse gear, or we complete the cycle of Kali Yuga and enter the Satyuga. So the kind of a people in the world right now who are awakened, although they are living in the extended version of Kali Yuga, because the time has already finished, I'll tell you. Frankly, I have told you in the past also, the time for Kali Yuga is already finished. You guys are living in the extension bonus time. Okay. So these guys, these awakened guys, who have experienced the massive shift in their consciousness, although they are in the Kali Yuga, their vibration, their thought process will be that of a Satyug kind of a person or a Dwapar kind of a person, right? Not of a regular Kalyug. So a regular Kalyug guy can be manipulated through ads, through promotions, through these videos, through reels, or anything whatever is said on the face value that okay, this is the news, this. Awakened guy will, see the things which is not even told in front of you, what is hidden behind the curtains, what is behind the walls, what's cooking inside. Obviously whatever you are telling me is not the truth, there's something else, right? So if you guys start working on your consciousness, if you guys start working on something of like an inner work program, something that sort, already the bus has been missed, but might be you guys will end up with some kind of a taxi or a rapido ride at the last moment and still make up. Else you'll fuck up your entire life, again get born as a boy or a girl or any gender, animal, whatsoever is possible for you guys, and again start from level 0, scratch. That will be your destiny, because whatever consciousness you leave your body in this lifetime, you will continue in the same consciousness in the next lifetime as well. So if you want, because the body melts down, the consciousness does not. So whatever consciousness you have already achieved in your past life, you get born with that consciousness in this life, and your only purpose in this lifetime is to add add on to that consciousness and level it up, scale it up to a higher level. Because that is the chart, that is the pattern that you have to follow. But if you see the actual, what practically the things happen is that people don't follow the upward trajectory, they follow something else. So if you, even if you're aware of, can you guys just let me know what are the news you guys are aware of right now happening across the globe? Because if I keep on only talking from one side and assume that you guys even know something, any kind of unique thing that you have noticed that has happened off lately or is happening right now, anything? Download, I'm just right? So I hope the voice is clear right now, because I told something in between. Again, the glitch happened. It might not have gone on record. Better if it doesn't go. But there are other things also which is happening. Go and have a look of it. Be aware about it. Now the problem with me is that, even after knowing so many things, I cannot tell it frankly on a video on this kind of a platform, because we are binded by many things. And even if I try to, tell someone in person, I don't see anyone being eligible to listen to it. So I'll push you guys to either work for it, work hard, develop your own consciousness, come up to that level, and come up with some solid things that, sir, I have downloaded this, I have found. And be genuine with yourself. Don't give a copycat, someone else discovery, someone else task, and you tell that, sir, this is my download. What pride factor will you achieve by copy of someone else's work? I don't know. You don't do that in real life also. You don't go and tell someone else husband is your husband, or someone else child is your child. Do you do those things? You don't do that. But when it comes to, such thing, I don't know what kind of a competitiveness you guys take onto yourself, that you will copy paste from someone else, and just for the sake of building your image, you will tell me that I know, wherein you know very well that Vijay sir is not kind of a person who will accept anything at the face value, that this guy will literally check the energy as well. So, and the day you guys come out with any kind of a thing where you can, where I will, feel that, okay, you universe has, basically it's not, in past 5 years I, kind of, chose you guys, who will stay, who will not stay, who will, receive the guidance. Many times I did some private discussions also, many a time I did a two-way voice discussion also, many things. But right now I want to see from you guys precisely who has been chosen by the universe. If I could not foresee the energy in you on a human level, then why don't you show me? You come forward and show me that, sir, I have some piece of, download which is very exclusive, which I have received from the universe. And let's have a, 1 hour discussion on those things. In private, obviously. Because unless and until the universe does not choose you, my selection does not matter now. Because those guys who were to be selected about this thing has already been selected by now. Now, how universe utilizes many of us with this insight, it is up to the universe. But if I had seen that kind of a progress in you guys in terms of a consciousness, I would have literally, got in touch with you guys also. But I have not seen in these many years, right? Neither anyone has explored any kind of a divine gift from. So it doesn't make any sense for me to keep on putting the efforts again and again. Still I'll be making videos, still I'll be talking about these events or a podcast or anything, shorts, post, anything now in these lines, without disclosing anything, so that anyone in the globe, especially from the West, from the Europe, from Canada, from States, from Australia, especially you guys hold the future of the earth precisely. You guys hold the future of humanity. If you guys, whatever decisions you guys take, whatever consciousness you guys develop at this point of time, will decide the fate of the rest of the world. If you guys slip out, everyone is doomed. And that's the reason why I have not spoken even a sentence in native language, which I have never done in recent any of the podcast, is because I want you guys to understand this discussion in your own language or in the common language, which is English for everyone. Right? Because you guys hold that. Things will come on to us as well in future, but it will come to us only if you guys slip. If you guys hold it by yourself, then things won't percolate so dirty to rest of the world. That's the reason why we have to talk only in English, because there's no hope from these local fellas at all. All those native language speaking people over here, they are a disgrace. They have no idea what's going on. They have no clue at all. Even you guys from the West have no idea what's cooking, what's going on. But at least you guys are at a different level of awareness compared to the people at this side, because here the vision is very narrow minded. Here the people, their priorities are completely different. They are completely living in an illusionary world. Their awareness level, not talking about the spiritual awareness or the twin flame awareness in terms of facts, figures, logics, evidences, proofs, anything of that sort, which is vital for existence. They lack those kind of statistics as well. So it makes no sense pouring water on dead stones. By the time everyone feels on this side also, they'll come to know. By the time these guys realize, oh shit, so this was the thing cooking up, you're already doomed. Realize, because eventually before the last shot is taken, everyone will realize what the fuck was going on. But what's the point in knowing at the last moment? And again, I'm telling, everything is happening right under your nose. Nothing is hidden. The most strange part is that when nothing is hidden in front of you, and especially we are living in an era of social media where everything is achieved, available on the internet. Google is there, lots of AI is there now, many options to retrieve the information. But surprisingly, their priorities are something else. On a daily basis, people search the internet, but what they do with the internet, nobody knows. Right? Else even the internet would have helped them achieve that level of consciousness. But again, I told you, it's very tricky to understand all these complex things. Internet also does not land you up to that page. Like I tell you, in terms of twin flame, if we see, I tell you, many guys sneak here with fake IDs and sneak here with a fear that some of their family members might, get into this channel or read their comments, and then it will be a big, mockery out of it or fiasco. But I've told many a times, it's very least chance that a non-twin flame or a person who has not given this journey will come down to this channel. Even the real twin flames never make out to this channel. So what makes you think that a non-twin flame person will reach out to this channel? And even if they happen to reach out to the channel and they start listening to my videos or post, do you think they will be able to decode what is being told? When you guys yourself, who are characters or a part of players actresses of this journey, if you guys cannot decode anything from my videos and take benefits out of it in your life, what makes you think that your family members will, rarest of the rarest thing, reach out to our channel or similar channel like ours in same category, and again rarest of the rarest possible go through our videos, again rarest of the rarest possible that they'll read the comments, and again a strange thing that they will understand it also. Impossible. The same thing is happening with the masses also. Everything is happening right in front of the nose, under the nose. Everyone is speaking out very clearly, very vocal about it, but nobody is able to understand the bigger picture, why it is happening, which aspects is going to get affected, which in fact there is no aspect left. All the aspects will get affected. I don't see any aspect being left out. All the aspects will get affected, right? And even if you happen to realize after everything has fallen apart, what's the point of being a human? It's as good as being born as a donkey. And you'll feel that also, the CSR I told you today, you'll feel at some time that literally why I gave this terminology to you guys. Because the world sees you like that. The people whom you rely to or consider themselves to be your idol or something like that, they see you in those lines, right? So people are so confident regarding the dumbness of the masses that they're so confident. Even if we tell clearly in front of everyone, even if we do all the shit in front of everyone, nobody will actually get the heck of it. The consciousness of the mass has deviated to such a level. Literally, I'm telling you, some of the posts also which get posted on social media, I go and try to read the comment section, that if I can find at least one enlightened fellow among these, any kind of a topic. And the common pattern that I've seen is that either I don't find anyone enlightened not in sense spiritual, I'm talking about social aspects of life. Either I don't find anyone enlightened, or I'll see one person enlightened, again who gets trolled by the other group of fellas who don't understand from his point of view or her point of view. Okay, although that person will be talking about truth and trying to wake up the masses. So that's what we posted in our last shorts also, that in this group of fillers, in this rat race, in this herd mentality, in the group of cockroaches, not everyone is actually contributing. Many of the people are just fillers. They are just crowd. They are just population. There'll be hardly, and we expected, when at least when started the channel, I thought I'll be meeting the 1%, I'll be meeting those 5%, I'll be meeting those ones who makes the difference of their existence, who will make the difference on the vibration of the earth or anything. But it's such a disgrace that you guys have not lived up to the expectation, not mine, but to your own expectation with which your higher self or your own soul expects you to live. And hence you have missed the bus. You have missed the bus. How come a selected few individuals who have not even given this journey is awakened to all the bullshit going around, and how come you guys are completely ignorant about it? Strange. But you guys need to be concerned. All the hints, all the metaphors, whatsoever I have given, that's the best way I can help you guys right now, which I can tell. I cannot talk explicitly, word to word, paragraph to paragraph, point to point. Nobody deserves to hear like that, and it would be not on a safe part on me myself as an individual also. Okay, so better I talk like this only. If you're awakened one, you will definitely understand. You'll read between the lines. If not, you might think I have gone crazy. So be it. How does it make a difference whether I'm a normal or whether I'm crazy? How does it make a difference in your life? Eventually, it doesn't make at all. So even this effort, whatever I'm trying to do right now is one, to remind you that the doorbell has already rung. You have already missed the bus. Timeline has already shifted in the collectives. Planning phase, experiment phase, everything has gone. Now the execution phase is beginning. Whatever predictions we have done in the past, me and any of the people, now it doesn't mean that today you hear, tomorrow morning you. 5 years was spent into planning and doing the inner work. Then again 5 years is given by the universe for the execution part also. So from 26 to 30, you'll the sandwich was being prepared in the earlier years. Now you'll see how the grilled sandwich feels like. Okay. In coming years, you'll feel how the grilled sandwich feels like. How it feels to be grilled, literally. So those who are aware are at least prepared mentally because they know word to word, stage to stage, whatsoever is going to happen, they know it. So the aftershock will be very less. But most of the people, you guys, will be completely, flabbergasted, I would tell, when you see the real picture. And please, for God's sake, don't come to me and say with surprise that, oh, sir, this happened. I fucking know right now only what is going to happen. I won't be surprised at all. Rather, I would be surprised if you will come and tell me before the event happens, right now. In coming few days, weeks, as early as possible, that, sir, this has struck to me. This might possibly be happening through your own download eventually, not by copy paste mechanism. That would be a shocker to me, that how come this guy made up, to this level so fast. Here now, is it clear? Is the audio clear now? What is H? I think the audio must be clear by now. Okay. So even to write these two letters is very busy. you this, right? So don't come on later and tell me, sir, I did not see this video. Where had you informed? I don't care. You damn, don't care about your body. You don't damn care about your own, whatever you are facing in your life. You don't damn care about the stuff in your life. Why should he care about anything that you might have missed in the video or you did not know about this Innerwork program or something like that? I don't care. Enroll in this video. By next December, celebrate 50 with completely energy. If the world survives, eventually, okay. And if not, and by XYZ reason you happen to wake up in January, then the year drastic shift on an incremental start with these meetings following. Okay. So, and I don't have mercy, when you yourself don't have mercy or the empathy towards yourself, you are keeping your body, mind, soul on a painful stuff. When I am saying that as a healer, as a light worker, as a master Twinflames for you guys, we have cracked it. We have designed an entire program as a way of divine download, and we have cracked it. But you guys don't believe and keep ascertaining something. Might be this guy just bluffing out something like that. Congratulations. You have the tenacity to go on with the pain. You carry forward with your pain. Right? When you don't give mercy to yourself or empathy to yourself, you don't work on taking out your body, mind and soul out of this puzzle and giving a fresh breath of air. Why should we be so much considerate regarding any kind of what we call relaxation on the peace part? We'll also stay strong because it's a 12-month program. It requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of hand holding. I'll have to take care of you just like as a child. There will be a lot of doubts. There will be a lot of issues in initial few months while you enroll for the Innerwork program. It takes a lot of level of dedication from your part also. You have seen many very you to manage the bullshits in this journey, everything whatsoever. And one inner work program, I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful program. Might be I'll re-upload those videos which explains about the inner work program again, so that it will come on your feed and you'll again go through those and then decide, because to come out of the agony which you are going through right now in absence of the inner work program, right? So the way it has been designed is very beautiful. And when I designed that time only, I told you it's one of the best inner work that you'll get across the globe for twin flame. I'm telling you. Why? Because one inner work program is enough for you to either is enough for you to deal with the karmics, is enough for you to deal with the twin flame, it is enough for you to manifest a soulmate, it is enough for you to get in union with a twin flame, right? It's enough for you to get detached with your twin flame. One inner work program, whatever happens further depends upon your karma, right? Depends upon your free will, and depends upon, last but not the least, what is best for your highest good. It can be a possibility that you are dealing with the real twin flame as well, but the divine says that this person in this lifetime is not good for your highest good. Then in that case union will not happen, right? Because we take into consideration the divine energy in each and every stage in such a way. Now we can understand the intricacy, the intricate understanding of energy that we have about this journey. How can a single program, lead you towards many different things? Your any kind of issues that you're facing in life, this program will, solve. Unless and until those issues are very big in, that sort of thing. So one in our program and give a dedicated 10 to 12 months of dedication, and see yourself after a year how beautifully, and even after cracking the code and telling you again and again, you guys are very, least bothered about learning it or doing it or enrolling from it, and still enjoying the confusion, then good for you. Nobody can help in that case, right? Nobody can help. And if you're done, then there are a few weeks still left, around a month at a stretch left before the new calendar year crops in, that you will get at a discounted fees. Else it will the slab will change. Okay. Yeah. for life. It will not happen. So I don't know why so many guys are telling no voice, no voice, no voice, or no voice.